Sorry, I got a call, so I had to stop the video in between. So, like I was saying, it was really sad. It is really sad. There are a lot of people still stuck. I'm still part of the group, so I can see what is happening with a lot of people. And the June 3rd flight also, they're trying. So basically, like I said, first the embassy prepares the list, then they send it to Air India, and that is one thing. Air India takes care of all the repatriation flights from US, UK and other countries, while Air India Express takes care of repatriation flights from places like Dubai, I mean the UAE, Singapore, etc. So once the list is sent, like in our case it was Air India Express, once the list is sent to Air India Express, uh, Air India Express calls and you will be given, I think, 15 minutes to make a decision whether you want to go back. So another thing is, none of these repatriation flights are free. It is like if you're talking for a one-way ticket from the US to India, it's $1,400 per person, while if it's a repatriation flight from Dubai to Bangalore, it was around 980, which is approximately, I think, 18,000 to 20,000 rupees. I'm not sure of the. I think that is how the conversions are. Then you'll have to come and you'll have to do a 7-day quarantine period, and not everyone can afford that. That is what. So last minute, if someone asks you to pay, okay, you have to keep in some. We didn't. We do have the financial security to pay, but we should understand that a lot of people don't have that, and you're given 15 minutes to make that booking. If you don't make the booking within 15 minutes, the ticket is gone, and that your ticket is given to someone else. And there is only 177 tickets per flight. So, and there are a lot of people waiting. So because of that, it goes on. So there is a lot of despair, and I've been trying what I can do, because right now my family is already back home, but how can I help other people in the same situation? How can we help other people in this situation? So we are thinking of ways, because we need to talk to officials in the Indian government, because they're the ones who have to be given this. Then we have to talk to Indian permission for flights to come back to India. Then there are people who are talking to Indian consulate, then Air India Express, because there are a lot of approvals, so we're not sure who to talk to. But still, how can we do something so that people like this who are stuck outside their country can come back home? So we are hoping that something is being done right now. So another thing I want to talk to you about is, once you get a flight ticket, what are the things you have to consider? So the thing is, all flights now, you have to wear gloves, you have to wear a mask. In our case, though, we ended up buying the PPE kits as well, because my nephew is only 5. We didn't get anything his size, so we had to buy something for an adult and then cut it, and so that he can come, because he is among the vulnerable, and we needed to protect so that he doesn't come into contact with any of the diseases, especially COVID. And so then everything. And another thing is, once you get on, you will have, like I said, 15 minutes to make the booking. After and this comes just 2 days before the flight. They came on the 23rd. We got the tickets on the 21st or the 22nd. So you have hardly any time. So you have to be well prepared. Your bags should be already packed, and all those things should be concerned. Like all the PPE kits, my sister was already trying, because we knew we have to fly, but we were not sure if we would get onto the flight, which was something by God's grace we were able to get into the flight. And there was another thing. So once the processes and all have been, you have to reach there before 4 hours. Uh, there's a thermal check, health check, everything at the what do you say, initial airport. Then you have the COVID test also is done there. There in Dubai, they're doing the rapid testing scheme, and then you have to maintain social distances. All those things are already into consideration. Then what else? So our flight initially, it is a 3-hour flight, 3.5-hour flight from Dubai to Bangalore, but for them the process is so difficult for an international travel. The whole journey from home to the hotel took them almost 15 hours. So that is something you have to take into consideration, because you're given maybe one sandwich or something during the entire course. So please make sure that you carry stuff, like if you have kids with you, if you have people who are sick or who have special dietary needs, make sure that you carry all this stuff with them, because you're not going to get anything for, like, this is for a Dubai to India flight, but consider a flight that is there from the US to India, that is going to take even more. I don't know, it takes, I think, almost 2 days to get from there to here. So you should consider, and they give you just, what do you say, one, like for the 3.5 flight there was just a sandwich or something. So you have to make sure that if you have kids, carry extra food, all those things. Then once you reach the destination, another thing, again you go through all this immigration, health checkup, but they don't do the corona test as soon as you land. So then you have to, you're given an because you have to do for all international travels, it's 7 days institutional or hotel quarantine. So what they do is they give you a list, so you don't have an option to choose which hotel prior to you land. So there are 3 categories. There's budget, 3-star and 5-star. So on the day they landed, they had I think for budget it was Fab, Hebbal, and I don't remember the name of the other. There was one more hotel for budget. Then for 3-star it was Lemon Tree, Al Sur, and I think Ibis Outer Ring Road in Bangalore. And for the 5-star they only had an option, which was Taj Vivanta on Residency Road. So because they wanted to, they had the option of staying in a 5-star. My parents chose a 5-star, but there were people who chose so the general opinion was that budget hotels are not that great. You have to be, it is dirty blankets and all those things. But Lemon Tree, Al Sur had a very good feedback. Taj obviously was really good. The food was, I think I posted a few pictures of what their food was looking like, but not everyone can afford that. So if you have the option of choosing between a budget and a 3-star, I would definitely ask you to take a 3-star, because the facilities at Lemon Tree also at least was quite good. Then what else? So once the quarantine is over, so once they land, I think they landed on Sunday. So Sunday was full lockdown in Karnataka. So because of that, no one came to do any tests. So people who came, the corona test was done on Monday for them. And it takes 72 hours for the results to come, because India is no longer using the rapid test. So after 72 hours, that means that was on the Thursday, they got their results, and all of them have tested negative. So my sister and nephew were given an option to leave on Friday, but my parents had to wait till Sunday, because they were allowing emergency cases like pregnant women, etc., who could go home on Friday. But most people have to do this mandatory 7-day quarantine period, so they could leave only on Sunday. So we didn't want her to go alone, because there's, even at home there's no option, because you cannot allow anyone inside the house, and Mahi will get cranky without seeing his grandparents. So they decided to check out together on Sunday. Right now they are all in home quarantine, which means no one is allowed inside the house. And I think their quarantine ends on Saturday. think that's it. So that was our general experience. But like I said, we want to try to do something for people who are still stuck back in the UAE, who have emergent needs, who have to get to India. Like, so many cases are there. And if you're looking for some help, we are trying our best as well, because we keep tweeting, we keep telling people, we don't know who will help. We keep tweeting all the politicians, and I've been also trying to help the people who are still stuck back in India, trying to stuck back in UAE, because that is the group I was part of. I'm still part of that group, because we're trying to get everyone in that group, because I know only we are around 75 in that group. Actually, we were more, but few of us were able to make the last flight. So there's another flight on the 3rd. So they are all still waiting for calls from the embassy to see if they have made the list for June 3rd. So that is another thing. So do you think you can help someone like this? How can you help? I just wanted to make this video to figure out what we can do together and try to help people. So then you may be asking, why are you worried only about NRIs? Why are you not worried about people in our country? Because I know that they are also facing a really bad situation. The migrant workers especially, they also don't have homes. But I try to help them, but I'm not in the middle of the migrant labor because we were not able to do anything for them. But I have been between this repatriation flights, because we went through that experience. I am seeing other people go through that experience, so that this is something we have been going through. And so even though everyone from my family has come back, we want to do something to help other people as well, because these people, we've heard their stories, we know what a lot of them are going through. There's a lot of medical emergencies, and only I think around 10 or 15 were able to make it from that group on May 23rd. But there are still a lot of people, and these are people we know through a group. There are so many other, like I said, 300,000 people who are planning to come back only from the UAE. If you're looking for information, there are a lot of suggest following a lot of people on Twitter, because they're constantly updating on Twitter, like the Consulate General office in Dubai for the UAE people, and maybe Harshdeep Puri, then Sadanand Gowda, who has also been trying to get flights to Bangalore. Similarly, for other states also there are. So suggest you go and follow all these people. Try getting someone to know, what do you say, I don't know. These were the things which we did. Now on Facebook there's a very big group called the SOS Global Indians, where there are a lot of people who are posting queries on evacuation flights, but it's more geared to people who are based out of the US and who want to come back from the US to India. So, but you do get a lot of information from that group. So if you're looking to join a group and you want to get a repatriation flight, then that is another group I would suggest you to look into. So these are some things. I'm not sure what we can do. I really want to help. I'm trying to doing, and so that is what hopefully we'll do. Thank you. I know a lot of it is a blabber, but I hope I can inspire some of you to help people who are stuck outside India. And that's all I wanted to say today. Thank you.